My baby, my baby. If you don't know why I'm singing that song, I'm singing it because it's in one of the best films of the year, Celine Song's Materialists. Just a couple days ago, I watched what I think is the best film of the year so far, as well as being one of the best romance films I've seen in a long time, Materialists. This film is written and directed by Celine Song, who made her directorial debut in 2023 with Past Lives. And she now strikes gold again with her sophomore effort, Materialists. Materialists stars the likes of Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, and Chris Evans, and follows the story of a young woman finding herself torn between two men, her perfect match and her imperfect ex-boyfriend. Our main protagonist, Lucy, finds herself conflicted between the dichotomy of the promising potential of love versus old love, a rich man versus a poor one, and most importantly and most thematically, a sense of escape that she gets with one man and the limitations of a reality that she faces with the other. How do we define love? How do we recognize it? And how do we measure its value within others? A simple but complex question as old as time that also happens to be the thematic central question Materialist constructs its narrative around. If you want to watch a film with heart, emotion, complexity, and depth, look no further than Materialists. This film damn near brought me to tears, and I should have known that it was going to do that because Past Lives makes me cry like a little freaking baby. If I'm being honest, I was a little bit nervous going into this film because I love Past Lives so much. I was scared that I was building Materialists up so high that it would never exceed my expectations. And I'm just very happy to report that this movie exceeded all of my expectations. It did exactly what I thought it was going to do and some. Materialists blew me away and left a deep emotional impression on my heart. Materialists balances tenderness and romance so well, showing the complexity of love through all of its channels. Channels of comedy, drama, lightheartedness, and heartbreak, giving a full-rounded display of a complicated love story. Our main character, Lucy, finds herself conflicted between what she values most, what love means to her, and how to recognize it within these two men who bring important but drastically different qualities and valuables of life to the table. The character of Harry, played by Pedro Pascal, brings materialistic valuables that bring comfort, stability, and escape to Lucy's life. The character of John, played by Chris Evans, brings unmaterialistic valuables that bring uncertainty, risk, and fidelity to Lucy's life. I found it so interesting to watch two relationships simultaneously unfold on screen. Like a yin and a yang, the contrast of new love forming and the subtlety of an old love rekindling was pure cinema. The editing of this film, I think, is going to be undervalued and underrated, but I think it was a huge standout. The use of cuts, jump cuts, match cuts, parallel edits helped accentuate the powerful storytelling that Celine Song wanted to translate to the audience. I also wanted to mention and speak on the three central performances. Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, and the standout of the film to me, Chris Evans, were all phenomenal. I love how these three performances complemented each other so well. I mean, that being said, this is a romance film. It's key to have chemistry between your leads. Pedro Pascal and Dakota Johnson had this fire to their chemistry, while I felt that Dakota and Chris had this light fondness to their chemistry. And both sides of the coin were a delight to watch. Despite loving all of the performances, like I said, I think without a doubt the standout of the film to me was Chris Evans. His performance as John has this tenderness that feels so true to the heart of the film, and honestly, I think his performance is the heart of the movie. I honestly wasn't expecting his performance to have such a profound imprint on my heart. Dare I say this might be one of, if not the best performance of his filmography, up there with films like Knives Out. There's this one line that Chris Evans has in this film that damn near brought me to tears. There's a moment where he's speaking to Dakota Johnson's character and he says, "When I see your face, I see wrinkles and children that look like you." I probably didn't do that justice. I'm not Chris Evans. I'm not an actor, so I'm going to play the clip from the trailer that has that same part.
When I see your face, I see wrinkles and children that look like you. So where does that leave us?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Man, that's an all-timer. Pure cinema. I was about to cry in the cinema. These performances, accompanied by Celine Song's masterfully constructed dialogue and beautiful visual storytelling, was magic put to screen. When watching this film and looking at Past Lives, you can tell that Celine has a strong pen. Her films have these characters with these complicated dynamics, interesting arcs, and powerful emotions. You can feel those qualities and sensibilities translate from Past Lives to Materialists in what feels like a smooth fell swoop. Not only in the film's writing, but also in the visual storytelling and the editing in particular. I have been such a big fan of Celine Song. Whenever I say Celine Song, I usually say Past Lives because that's the movie that convinced me that she's one of the best directors working today. As a huge fan of her 2023 film Past Lives, I was naturally very excited. Like, this was my most anticipated film of 2025, and the anticipation is now over. I can confirm that this is now my current favorite film of 2025. With this film, you're seeing an already strong filmmaker in Celine Song become an even stronger one. And by saying that, I'm not saying that Materialists is a better film than Past Lives, because I don't think that's true, but I do think that you are seeing growth with this filmmaker because the scope of this film is a lot larger, I think, than Past Lives. In terms of the production, in terms of the stars, like, this film stars Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, and Chris Evans. Those are big names compared to the actors that were in Past Lives. With this film, you're seeing an evolution of a filmmaker. She's expanding on the scope of the film. She's expanding on genres. This movie is romance, it's comedy, it's drama, all built in one film. If you love love triangle cinema, look no further than writer-director Celine Song. Materialists is obviously a love triangle story. As some of you may know, her last film, Past Lives, is a love triangle romance story. Her current film, Materialists, is also a love triangle story. And famously, some of you may not know, her husband is the writer of Challengers, which also is a love triangle story. So if you love love triangle cinema, look no further than Celine Song, because I think that she has it down packed. And definitely watch Materialists, because I think a lot of people are classifying this film as a rom-com. And that's great, because this movie is romantic, it is comedic, so it definitely fits the guidelines of what a romance comedy, a rom-com, is. But I think this movie is a lot deeper than that. I'm not saying that rom-coms don't have depth, but like, this movie has depth beyond what I think is in your typical rom-com. There are large moments within this film that do feel very much so rom-com. But Celine Song, being the great writer and director she is, I think that there's a slight seismic shift where you feel this movie go from romance comedy to drama, strong drama. And I think it takes a really powerful filmmaker like Celine Song to achieve that, to kind of manipulate the audience, to present them this one thing, this romantic comedy, then have it switch to be this really profound, dramatic, and heartbreaking drama. So yeah, you can classify this as a rom-com, sure, but I do think that it's a lot deeper than that. When watching this film, I felt that I was watching a great director who proved herself with one amazing debut, cement herself as a director who's going to be a staple of this industry for years to come. It's to the point where whatever she makes, I will automatically be seated. I will buy a ticket to whatever she makes. In today's day and age, I feel that that is so powerful, because at least for me, there aren't that many new filmmakers that make me feel that way. But Celine is different. Make sure to watch Materialists in a theater near you. I truly do think that this is the best film of the year. I mean, some great movies have been released this year, but for me, this is it. Celine's different. I mean, she's 2 for 2. There's nothing she can't do. I'm convinced. Like, I was already a huge fan. I'm an even bigger one now. Whatever she makes, I will watch, and I will be spreading the word around about Celine. Everyone's going to watch this movie. Everyone I know in my life is going to be watching this movie. It's worthwhile. I think you guys are going to love it. When it releases wide, make sure you go watch it. Tell your friends about it. Tell your family about it. Just go watch this movie. I do think it's truly special. It meant something to me. And for Celine Song to go 2 for 2 only cements her as being one of my favorite filmmakers working today. Like I said, I already love Past Lives. Like, this is one of my favorite films of all time. And the fact that she went 2 for 2 makes this movie better somehow. Like, it just shows me that I'm in the hands of a great director for a long time to come. So with all that being said, have a good day and watching good movies. Peace.